We are learning more about the death of actress Hayden Panettiere. Police say officers and EMS workers responded to a report of an unresponsive woman inside an apartment just before 2 o'clock yesterday.
Hayden Panettiere spent years in the spotlight, but behind the fame was a private struggle few understood. From growing up famous to addiction, painful relationships, and devastating loss, much of her life remained hidden from the public. Now, her own words have shed light on those struggles. But what really happened inside Hayden Panettiere's mansion? And what did the FBI discover that could change everything? Join us as we uncover the truth behind the headlines. A young start. Hayden. Leslie Panettiere was born on August 21, 1989, and grew up in Palisades, New York. She was the eldest child of Leslie R. Vogel, a former soap opera actress, and Alan Lee Panettiere, a captain in the New York City Fire Department. Her family background included Italian, German, and English ancestry. The surname Panettiere is Italian for baker, and came from her paternal step-grandfather, who had adopted her father. The family pronounced the name Panettiere. Hayden had one younger brother, Johnson Panettiere, who became an actor. He passed away in 2023 at the age of 28 from aortic valve complications related to enlarged heart syndrome. Her mother's family lived in Indiana. Hayden's path into acting started when she was very young. At 11 months old, she appeared in her first commercial, an advertisement for a Play School toy train in 1990. Her early work quickly grew into television roles. From 1994 to 1997, she played Sarah Roberts on the ABC soap opera One Life to Live. In 1996, she joined the CBS soap opera Guiding Light as Lizzie Spaulding, returning to the role from 1997 through 2000. Her work on Guiding Light brought attention to an important subject. Her character, Lizzie, battled leukemia during the series. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society later gave Hayden its Special Recognition Award for helping bring attention to the disease among daytime television viewers and for improving national awareness. In 1999, Hayden appeared in the Lifetime television film If You Believe. Her performance earned her a nomination for a Young Artist Award for Young Actress age 10 or under in the Best Performance in a TV, movie, or pilot category. Her television career continued with several roles. She appeared on Fox's Ally McBeal as the title character's daughter, and played the daughter of a man transitioning to female in the HBO Films production Normal. She also had a recurring guest role on Malcolm in the Middle and appeared twice on Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, playing two different roles. By 2004, Hayden reached another step in her young career. The Disney Channel gave her her first starring role, playing the daughter of Bill Pullman's character in Tiger Cruise. These opportunities gave her a start in acting and helped build her career from childhood into her teenage years. But then, the peak came calling, and this pushed her into a new, unexplored world of acting. Stay with us. The Fame Call. Hayden Panettiere became widely known when she joined NBC's Heroes as Claire Bennett, a high school cheerleader with healing powers. The role became one of the most important parts of her career and introduced her to a much larger audience. Her success on Heroes also took her into the science fiction convention world. In 2007, she was invited to events including Gen Con, New York Comic Con, and Fan Expo Canada. Her growing fame also brought television appearances outside her regular acting roles. In early 2007, she appeared on MTV's Punk'd. The appearance was arranged by her mother and involved a man pretending to be a fan while talking with Hayden about her work. In April 2012, Hayden returned to the show as a host for an episode of its new series. Her film career had started much earlier. In 1998, she made her feature film debut as the voice of Princess Dot in A Bug's Life. She was also briefly seen in The Object of My Affection, released that same year, appearing as a mermaid in a school play during the opening scene. In 1999, she appeared in Message in a Bottle as a girl on a sinking sailboat. In 2004, Hayden appeared in The Dust Factory as a teenage girl caught in a fantasy transitional realm, alongside Ryan Kelly. That same year, she appeared in Raising Helen as the adolescent niece of Kate Hudson's title character. Her film work continued in 2005. She starred with Michelle Trachtenberg in Disney's Ice Princess, playing an ice skating rival. She also played Channing Walsh, a young jockey, in Racing Stripes. In 2006, she played a cheerleader in Bring It On, All or Nothing, which was released directly to video. In June 2007, she signed with the William Morris Agency after previously being represented by the United Talent Agency. Forbes estimated that she earned $2 million in 2007. In April 2011, she appeared as Kirby Reed in Scream 4. Her performance received praise and was considered one of its highlights. That same year, she replaced Anne Hathaway as the voice of Red Riding Hood in Hoodwinked 2: Hood vs. Evil. The Forger, in which she played Amber, was released directly to video in 2012. Another major career step came in March 2012 when Hayden was cast opposite Connie Britton in ABC's musical drama Nashville. She played Juliet Barnes, a role that allowed her to combine acting and singing. The series later moved from ABC to CMT for its 5th and 6th seasons and ended on July 26, 2018. Music became another part of Hayden's career. She often sang songs connected to films and television projects in which she appeared. She recorded My Hero Is You for Tiger Cruise and Someone Like You, a duet with Watt White for The Dust Factory in 2004. In 2005, she recorded I Fly for Ice Princess. She later recorded songs for Hollywood Records compilations and contributed to several Disney and film soundtracks. Her first single outside an acting role was the reggae-influenced Wake Up Call, released digitally on August 5, 2008. Candies promoted the song through an advertising campaign and music video. Sebastian Stan, who appeared with Hayden in The Architect, played her boyfriend in the video. She also recorded several songs for Nashville and performed at concerts connected to the show's promotion. In 2013, she recorded The Fabric of My Life for a Cotton Incorporated campaign. After a career break, Hayden returned to the Scream franchise. In January 2022, she briefly reprised Kirby Reed through a photograph and voice cameo in Scream. In May that year, her return for Scream 6 was announced, marking her first on-screen film appearance since 2018. She did not return for Scream 7. Her work across television, film, and music helped keep her career moving in several different directions throughout those busy years too. But her success didn't make her personal life smooth. She faced her own struggles, but overcame them. How? Let's dive in. Difficult turning points. Hayden Panettiere's love life brought several important relationships into the public eye, with some lasting for years and others ending after difficult periods. Her first widely known relationship was with her Heroes co-star, Milo Ventimiglia. They began dating in December 2007, when Hayden was 18 and Milo was 30. Their relationship ended in February 2009. Later in 2009, Hayden met Vladimir Klitschko, the world heavyweight boxing champion, at a book launch party for their mutual acquaintance, Diana Jenkins. Both Hayden and Vladimir were featured in the book Room 23. They soon began dating, and their relationship quickly became an important part of Hayden's life. Hayden supported Vladimir at his boxing matches and was ringside when he defeated Samuel Peter by knockout on September 2010. However, their relationship faced the challenge of being long-distance. In May 2011, Hayden announced that they had separated. Both said they remained close friends. The relationship did not end permanently. By April 2013, Hayden confirmed that she and Vladimir had reunited. In October that year, they announced their engagement. In December 2014, they welcomed their daughter. After becoming a mother, Hayden spoke openly about experiencing postpartum depression. In 2015, she discussed how difficult the condition had been for her and helped bring more attention to an issue that many mothers experience after giving birth. Hayden and Vladimir later separated again. In August 2018, Hayden's mother confirmed that the couple had broken up while remaining on friendly terms. Around the same period, Hayden gave full custody of their daughter to Vladimir while she worked through postpartum depression and addiction. Hayden later described the decision as deeply painful but necessary for her recovery. Despite the distance, she remained involved in her daughter's life and maintained a good co-parenting relationship with Vladimir. After her relationship with Vladimir ended, Hayden began dating Brian Hickerson. Their relationship later became troubled. In 2020, Hickerson was arrested in connection with allegations involving corporal injury on a spouse or cohabitant, assault, and intimidating a witness. The charges related to alleged incidents between May 2019 and June 2020. Their relationship ended after the arrest. Years later, Hayden opened another private part of her life to the public. In 2026, while discussing her memoir, This Is Me, A Reckoning, she publicly revealed that she is. She also shared that she had dated women in the past. The revelation became another personal chapter in a life that had been closely watched since she was a child. Through relationships, motherhood, difficult choices, and personal revelations, Hayden's private life often unfolded alongside her public career. Her story showed how much of a person's life can exist beyond what audiences see on screen. A life beyond acting. Hayden Panettiere's life was not limited to acting. As her career grew, she also became known for fashion work, charity efforts, environmental activism, and public campaigns. In late 2006, Neutrogena chose Panettiere as the cover girl for its new worldwide advertising campaign. In September 2007, she appeared in a Heroes-themed Got Milk advertisement photographed by Annie Leibovitz. In February 2008, Kohl's announced that she would become the next Candy's spokesperson. From 2007 to 2008, she also designed limited edition handbags for Dooney and Burke and appeared in magazine advertisements featuring the bags. In 2009, Panettiere became one of the celebrities featured in the coffee table book Room 23. Panettiere also became involved in charitable work. In 2007, she became an official supporter of Ronald McDonald House Charities. Her environmental activism also attracted attention. On October 31, 2007, she joined the Whaleman Foundation in an attempt to disrupt the annual dolphin hunt in Taiji, Wakayama, Japan. She was involved in a confrontation with Japanese fishermen while taking part in the effort with 5 other surfers from Australia and the United States, including former Home and Away actress Isabel Lucas. The surfers later returned to the beach and left the country. The event drew attention to the issue and became part of the documentary. Parts of the event appeared in the award-winning 2009 documentary The Cove. On January 28, 2008, Panettiere gave a protest letter to the Norwegian ambassador in the United States, asking Norway to stop its whale hunt. She also delivered a letter to the Japanese ambassador calling for an end to Japan's whale hunting. At a Greenpeace event in Anchorage, Alaska, in 2007, she spoke about the difference between commercial whaling and whaling practiced by Aboriginal tribes in the United States. In May 2008, Panettiere took part in an eBay auction supporting Save the Whales Again, a campaign of the Whaleman Foundation. The auction included tickets to a fundraising dinner at the Hollywood restaurant Beso and a whale-watching trip with Panettiere off the coast of Santa Barbara. Her fashion work continued in September 2008 when she launched her own line of calfskin leather bags for Dooney and Burke. That October, she released a satirical public service announcement through Funny or Die during the presidential election. She later said she planned to vote for Barack Obama. Panettiere also supported the movement for statehood and voting rights for Washington, D.C. In 2008, she appeared in a public service announcement with D.C. Shadow Senator Paul Strauss supported voting rights for the district. In 2011, Mayor Vincent Gray honored her advocacy by naming a day in her honor. She was also a teen ambassador for the Candies Foundation, which worked to prevent teen pregnancy. This added another public cause to the work she was already doing. On May 6, 2009, she joined Bristol Palin and Major League Baseball pitcher Matt Garza at a town hall meeting in New York City about teen pregnancy. On December 6, 2013, Panettiere and her then-fiancé Vladimir Klitschko visited the Euromaidan protests in Kiev, Ukraine. In July 2020, she later used her public voice to support victims of domestic violence and encouraged them to come forward and share their stories. Through these efforts, Panettiere used her fame for causes, charity work, fashion, and public campaigns outside acting. These activities became another part of her public life and public image. But life had other plans, and it wasn't a good one. Stick around. A sudden goodbye. Hayden Panettiere passed away in Greenville, South Carolina, on August 16, 2026, at the age of 36. Her death came only days before her 37th birthday, bringing an unexpected end to the life of an actress who had been in front of audiences since she was a baby. Police and emergency medical workers responded at about 1:50 in the afternoon after receiving a report of an unresponsive woman. Medical assistance was given at the scene, but Panettiere was pronounced dead there. Authorities said the case remained under investigation with the Greenville County Coroner's Office. Early findings showed no signs of foul play or suspicious circumstances. The cause of death had not been released. News of her death quickly brought tributes from people who had worked with her and known her. Her father, Skip Panettiere, remembered her as a bright presence who brought love and joy to many people. Jay Shetty, who had spoken with her for his On Purpose podcast about 3 months earlier, remembered their conversation and friendship. Viola Davis praised Panettiere's talent and described her as someone with great depth. Brian Fuller also remembered her warmly, calling her more than an actress. Her passing left many people grieving, but then the truth was exposed. What was found in her mansion? Let's find out. The pain hidden behind the fame. Behind Hayden Panettiere's bright career was a private struggle that became clearer only when she finally told her story. Much of what was revealed was not discovered in her mansion. Instead, these painful details came from her own memoir, where she opened up about experiences that had stayed hidden for years. Her problems began while she was still very young and under intense public attention. When she was 17, the success of Heroes brought even more cameras and paparazzi into her life. She described being followed, provoked, and judged over her appearance. One photograph even focused on what was described as cellulite. The constant attention affected the way she saw her own body and contributed to years of body dysmorphia. Her struggles later moved into another difficult area. At one point, a publicist gave her what she described as a happy pill before a red carpet appearance. She later connected that moment with the beginning of her struggles with prescription medication and addiction. While working on Heroes, Hayden also wanted a change in her professional life. She asked her mother to stop being her manager because she wanted her to simply be her mother. The reaction left Hayden deeply affected, adding another painful moment to a relationship that had already been closely connected to her career. She also described several disturbing encounters with men in the entertainment world. At a party in 2008, a television executive kissed her on the lips. She initially dismissed the incident, but Milo Ventimiglia told her that the behavior was inappropriate. She later described an encounter with a man she identified as an Oscar-winning actor and director, alleging that he exposed himself to her. On another occasion, she said someone she considered a friend brought her into a bedroom with a naked famous British singer-songwriter while they were on a yacht. Hayden described being shocked by what happened and said she managed to leave the room. Her relationship with Brian Hickerson brought another painful chapter. She later said he became violent toward her, describing incidents in which he hit her head against a wall and badly injured her face. Hickerson was later jailed in 2021 after pleading no contest to domestic abuse charges. Hayden also faced the death of her younger brother, Hayden Panettiere, in 2023. His death became another major loss in a life already marked by difficult experiences. By the time her memoir was published in May 2026, Hayden had spent years trying to understand what had happened to her. She wrote about addiction, broken relationships, loss, and the struggle to rebuild herself. Her story showed that the person audiences saw on television was only one part of her life. Behind the fame were experiences she had carried quietly for years, and finally putting them into words allowed her to tell her story in her own way. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.